Hello there, so today we are going to be exploring the S.S Anne. I know, you're probably thinking, really? Yeah, but it's not the same as you remember it. See you later, Farfetch, thanks to the, Yeah. So this place is the second zone in the game. It is Bleak Beach, but it is basically Vermilion City, just very far into the future. So we do have the S.S Anne in the background over here. Now the dock has been completely smashed. Now a lot of people say you've got to swim to get to it, but you don't actually have to do that at all. Now there's one or two ways of getting across to the actual ship itself. The first one is you just build a block bridge going across. The second one is you just basically run and jump and keep spamming your jump button and get to the next part over here. And then you repeat the process. So you just go like this, hop, skip, hop, skip. I mean, I think that's what you're doing technically. And then you're at the S.S Anne. So as we go through the entrance of the S.S Anne, it goes really eerily quiet. That is because it is a derelict. Now, all the passenger cabins are here, however they are pretty much in ruins and tatters. If we go through here, there is it looks like a feature room. What do you call these rooms? Function room, that's the one. Where they basically hold functions and stuff like that. Now, I do plan to eventually remodel this entire ship, get it lively again, get some Pokemon living in here. The stairs going up are currently broken, but there is another way around. So from the entrance, we can head downstairs. Now this leads to another kind of open space. Honestly, there's not much to see here. If you go into some of the rooms, you'll sometimes find furniture that you can pick up. And that's if you want to pick it up. You can always leave it behind, I guess, if you want to keep it for decoration. Inside here, we have just more rubble. This looks like it used to be a kitchen. If you jump through the kitchen into this room here, looks like just another storage room. There was a note here. I think it referenced the sailor who was always sick on the cruise, which is a reference to the original games. If we backtrack to the middle of the ship on the bottom floor, there's this big wide open space down here. Now, I feel like this looks very familiar to the anime where the crew were on the ship, you know, Ash and Misty and Brock and stuff. I feel like the party was in here, and there are balloons here, so I do believe this is that area. And then through here there is this doohickey, which I've not currently figured out yet, but it looks like a smelter because you can put stuff inside it, so I believe that's what you're going to do to smelt copper ore and stuff like that. And there'll be some way of powering this up, I believe, but we'll get to that when we get to that. That pretty much does it for the bottom floor. So back on the middle floor here, if you run around, you can see outside for starters, into the deep blue sea. And then cut around here. You can remove all this sand at some point to clear it all up. As you know, the ship is in tatters. Now there's vines to climb up if you don't find another way up. But there is this stuff over here as well. These are like, what are these? This is the luxury sofa and luxury table. So if you can't find recipes for these, you can always just copy them with a camera and then 3D print them. There's also the antique chandeliers as well. That's kind of it for the middle. So once you head up this vine here, because the stairs are currently out of action, you'll be in one of the cabin rooms. So come out of the cabin room, we're in the hallway. Now there is literally nothing really in these cabin rooms. There was a bit of furniture in there which I've already picked up. Like this one, there's a sofa. You can pick up the curtains and stuff. You can even salvage the windows if you want to, but I'm going to leave those in there so that my guests can have a superior view when they're riding against the newly remodeled S.S Kezion. And then outside here we have a nice little area where I believe there's an ability to carry water. I would love to fill up this pond and have some water Pokemon and maybe a trader over there or something. I've got plans. I've got plans for the S.S Kezion. We're going to make it work. It appears if we want to get Noctowl, we need a bed and a table with a candle. Didn't know Noctowls needed beds. They must want to stay comfy and cozy. So heading on back through, we just run past all these empty cabins. Like I said, do check them when you're on your first playthrough because, like I said, there is furniture in them. Coming out the back, it leads you to like a nice open space where you can see out to the sea again. There's a little bit of island over there. There's the tower over there, which the man with the Machop built. That's a little fun fact for you right there. If you remember in Fire Red and Leaf Green, or even Blue, Red, Green, Yellow, whatever, they had the man stomping around saying he was flattening the land with his Machop to build something. Well, he built it. He built the tower, but he's nowhere to be seen no more, like everybody else in this place. Also, there's disco balls in here. You could utilise that. Running on through, this is where things get a little bit interesting because there is industrial stuff in here, like the steel desk and steel containers and stuff like that. Same for this side over here. And then if we go back through, you can even pick up... I'm being careful about it this time. There we go. So there is some ladders here, and I need to keep note of these ladders because I'm going to tell you something fun in a minute, which you'll need for something. You can pick up this as well. I need to know the proper name for this. What is this? No, we don't need a selfie with it. It's the ship's wheel. Yeah, I should have known that. And you can see out the front here. Now, fun fact, up this ladder here is where you will need a certain item to spawn a certain Pokemon. So if we go in here, it gets very steely. In here, you'll find an item, and it is the Pikachu sofa. Now, if you get the Pikachu sofa and the Pikachu doll, which you also find in this area, you can spawn Mimikyu very easily, very early. So I've already got Mimikyu, which is fantastic because it's one of my favourite mons. As for the top of the ship, I've not found a clear way up, so this is going to be my first time. We're going to go and see what is up here. If there's anything interesting up here, watch it be absolutely empty. Unless I find a hidden secret item up here. So we're on top here, there's absolutely nothing. There's a bit more of a higher ground area up here, but alas, doesn't look like anything up here, and nothing around the back either. So that is the future derelict S.S Anne. It's very creepy inside there, I'm not going to lie. When I first came across it and walked in, I felt a bit spooked out. Would have been a good opportunity to maybe have some ghost habitats in there, and maybe I've overlooked them. That could be a good idea. You could make it. You could keep it looking derelict and have ghost Pokemon in there. That'd be quite fun. I'm going to spin a few ideas and then I'm going to remodel this thing, but it's not till the future. I want to get the actual game done, and I don't think I'm there yet. So, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, I post more Pokemon content, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, my friends.